back to my YouTube channel. This is the second part of the subclavian artery. So in this video we will see branches and clinical points of this artery. So let's start. First of all, I am drawing a simple diagram to clear. Okay, so this is arch of aorta and this is left side, this is right side. So from the left side there is this left subclavian and on the right side there is brachiocephalic, from which there is this right subclavian. Okay, and now I am not making this common carotid because it will confuse you. So this is first part, second part and third part. So from the first part, first branch is vertebral artery, which is going up through the vertebrae and supply brain. Okay. Then there is internal thoracic, which is going down towards the thorax and supply mammary gland. Okay. Now there is thyrocervical trunk. There is one trunk which is known as thyrocervical trunk. Then there is costocervical. So there is one thing about this costocervical. I label all these arteries. Okay. So this one is vertebral artery. This one is internal thoracic. This one is thyrocervical artery trunk. And then there is costocervical trunk, which originates from the first part on the left side, and on the right side it is originating from the second part. Okay, so from the first part on the right side and from second part on the right side. So this is this costocervical trunk. Okay, this part I'll also label. This is costocervical trunk. Now from the third part there is dorsal scapular. Okay. Dorsal scapular artery, which is not present in every individual. It is a rare or occasional artery. Okay, it is present in some individual, not in everyone. Now I'll tell you a mnemonic, which is vitamin C and D. So from V there is vertebral artery. From I there is internal thoracic. From T there is thyrocervical trunk. And from C there is costocervical trunk. And from D there is dorsal scapular artery. Okay, so this is a mnemonic. Now we'll write down clearly. So from the first part there is vertebral artery, internal thoracic artery and thyrocervical trunk and also costocervical on left side. On the left side and second part costocervical trunk on right side only, okay, right side. And from the third part there is dorsal scapular artery which is occasional, okay. So now let me show you guys from this atlas, okay. So this is subclavian artery, and here you can see so in this diagram from the first part you can see this vertebral artery is going upward, okay. This one is the vertebral artery. Then this is thyrocervical trunk, okay. This is thyrocervical trunk, and from thyrocervical trunk three branches originates. First is this internal thyroid. You can see this is thyroid gland, inferior thyroid, sorry. This thyroid gland, this artery is supplying through the inferior part. That's why it is known as inferior thyroid artery. This is its labeling, inferior thyroid. Then this artery is passing transverse through this cervical region. Cervical means the region of neck, okay. So this is named as transverse cervical artery, okay. This is transverse cervical artery. Then there is suprascapular, okay. This is suprascapular, which is going towards the suprascapular region. That's why it is named as suprascapular, okay. Now you can see this small part here is costocervical trunk, okay. This is costocervical trunk, and from costocervical trunk also there are two branches. One is superior intercostal, because it is going downward towards the intercostal spaces, that's why superior intercostal. And another branch is going deep through the cervical region, that's why it is known as deep cervical. So there are three branches from this thyrocervical trunk and two branches from this costocervical trunk, okay. Now from the third part, here you can see there is dorsal scapular artery. This dorsal scapular artery, okay. And this one is the suprascapular artery, sorry, this is dorsal scapular and this is suprascapular, okay. So hope you guys understood it clearly. Now we'll see some clinical points, okay. Clinicals. So first is third part can be compressed against first rib, okay, because this first rib is passing behind this third part. So like this is the rib and this is third part. So if some structure is over it, it will get compressed, okay. So it is liable to get injured from this part. And secondly, there is occasionally there is a rib known as cervical which is present over the first rib, okay. Occasionally it is present. So third part can also get compressed by the cervical rib. Third part can also get compressed by cervical rib. And third one is there is chances of aneurysm. Aneurysm is like this is a normal artery, okay, and if the walls of this artery dilate abnormally, this is known as aneurysm. Okay. So if this artery can injured or compressed from any part, so this is the main artery from where the blood supply of upper limb start. That's why it will hamper the blood supply of upper limb. Okay. So this third part is important. And fourth is subclavian steal syndrome. Subclavian steal syndrome. In this syndrome, see, this is the arch and this is subclavian arteries on the both side. Okay. So this is subclavian artery, and from here the vertebral arteries on the both sides originate. Okay. This combine to form the basilar artery. Okay. So these are vertebral, this is subclavian, and this is arch. So suppose if there is any obstruction from this part, so this part will not get blood. What happens is this steal the blood from this side. Okay, this left side it will steal the blood, right side, sorry. Okay. So this is known as subclavian steal syndrome because this is stealing blood from this side. Okay. So there is compression on this side. That's why it is stealing blood from the right side. That's why it is known as subclavian steal syndrome. So this is all for today's video. Hope you guys like this video. So give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe the channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.